I believe our future depends powerfully on how well we understand this cosmos, in which we float like a mote of dust in the morning sky.
I'd like to spend some time introducing you to a city that charmed me many years ago, and still remains one of the likely candidates for me to move to, Duluth, Minnesota. Most of you have probably never even heard of Duluth, but it's a remarkable city in many ways, and I hope that you come away from this city review with an appreciation of the city and its lifestyle. First, let's start with the culture of the city. You might be surprised by how highly I rate the culture of Duluth, but bear with me while I explain. Duluth is probably best known for having a great outdoor culture, with many opportunities to camp, fish, hike, or merely enjoy nature within walking distance of the city. Indeed, Duluth regularly appears in lists of the best cities for outdoor-oriented people. But Duluth isn't just about the outdoors. Despite having a moderate population of around 84,000 people, Duluth is blessed with several well-regarded museums and many, many galleries. Duluth also has an active music scene for such a small city, including annual blues and reggae festivals and lots of places to take in a show. Duluth is home to several universities, including the University of Minnesota, Duluth, the impressively named College of St. Scholastica, Lake Superior College, and the Duluth Business University. The city has lovely architecture that has been adapted to the steep hill that the city is built upon, and down at the water's edge, the gorgeous boardwalk attracts people from all over Minnesota in the warm months, and yet lives on in the winter as the locals take it back over in the icy months. The city even has an orchestra, the Duluth Superior Symphony Orchestra, which is well regarded for a small city orchestra for innovative performances and arrangements. And the city is host to the Great Lakes Aquarium, which has a collection of freshwater fish that is superior to any other aquarium of its type. Duluth has a very well-developed food culture, too. Take, for instance, the Duluth City Grill, a remarkably progressive and green restaurant disguised as a diner, albeit a beautiful one. They have their own kitchen garden and work to use local fare whenever possible. And everything is organic, fair trade, and, might I say, delicious. I'll shut up now and let the owner and one of his employees talk more about what makes the grill and the city great.
My whole opinion about food in this business, I've been in it 32 years, and looking at the quality of what we can provide has really energized us to keep moving forward. And two, I think restaurants, and I've seen the sprawl of the chain restaurant business, and it's just simply become a commodity for money, and people don't realize, young people don't even realize they're serving food. You know, they just think they're serving a company's procedure and have no connection with the food. So, I mean, our whole integrity here is to teach young people, it's to thrive in our business, and we've lived through an economy that our sales are running 30% increases for the last couple of years. So it's just an incredible thing in a down economy. We don't even have any issues with it, and our customer base is supporting us 100%.
What do you think about Duluth in this area? What do you think about living here? Is this a good place to live?
Oh, this is a beautiful place, and global warming may be our biggest friend here, but I think minus the cold season here, our cold is probably comparable to other areas. It's really the spring that we have to make it through in this area, that's kind of the challenging part, but summer and fall are the most beautiful parts of the year that we live in, and we have extended years. The other fascinating piece of Duluth is the average age here now is 32 years old.
Wow.
And so people are moving to this area, and I think they're doing it out of lifestyle choice versus total economic opportunity, and I think it's kind of that form follows function mentality that young people are staying here and finding this to be a living area of choice. And I think the development is going to come from the amount of people and the number of people that are choosing to live here, the type of people.
What is it about Duluth that you enjoy living here and working here?
I like the big town feel, but it's a small town city. You've got Lake Superior, you have trails you can go on to, you've got a lot of fun restaurants you can eat at, a lot of friends. So I have a 2-year-old at home, so we go down and look at the boats. We can go hiking on the trails, and so, I don't know, it's just a great place to raise a family and just to live.
We have our reputation to live up to, and we have the obligation of meeting everyone's needs, and people are looking for it.
I give Duluth a culture rating of 5 out of 5. On to disaster resistance. Duluth is, of course, not subject to earthquakes, tidal waves, or hurricanes due to its location, but there are occasional tornadoes in the area. However, no tornado has ever touched down in the city limits due to the meteorological effects of the steep hill that the city is built upon. Really, the greatest danger that the city faces is fire due to the large and ancient forests that surround the city. One such fire in 1918 destroyed many of the communities that surrounded Duluth and killed many people. Rare as incidents like this may be, I have to subtract a point for fire danger, and so, with some reservation, I give Duluth a disaster rating of 4 out of 5. As I mentioned before, Duluth has a population of 84,000 people, so it may come as some surprise that Duluth is one of the top port cities in the nation, with around 40 million tons of goods handled at the port every year. Additionally, Duluth has somehow maintained a robust manufacturing sector, with many light and heavy manufacturing plants, including food processing, woolen mills, lumber and paper mills, cold storage, and oil refining. And of course, there are many colleges to support intellectual careers. Duluth also has an international airport, a well-designed, albeit under construction highway system, and many railroad connections. In addition, Duluth is home to many small manufacturing outfits, including Duluth Pack, which not only makes wonderful packs and outdoor gear themselves, but maintains one of my favorite outdoor stores in the entire nation. The median home price is around $125,000, down from around $148,000 at the peak of the housing bubble, so Duluth didn't get nearly as overheated as many other housing markets. No doubt as a result of all this, the city unemployment rate stands at 6.9%, lower than a lot of areas, but not as good as the Plain States. I rate Duluth's economy at 4 out of 5. As for my allergies, I encountered no allergy problems either time I visited Duluth, which should come as no surprise as Duluth was rated in 2008 number 13 on the top 25 cleanest U.S. cities for air quality, and thus Duluth loses no points in the allergy category. Summing it all up, we can see that Duluth earns a very high and well-deserved 13 out of 15 points. I'd need to spend more time there to see if the people themselves are as charming as the population of Bangor, for instance, but on its merits, Duluth looks like a good choice.
The sky calls to us. If we do not destroy ourselves, we will one day venture to the stars.